What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this totally shway Flash Season 5 video review. The Flash is back. It's been a long summer without the Flash. There was a lot of problems last season, but they appear to be trying at least to fix a lot of the issues that they had last season. So, of course, we open up with Nora Allen, and they played a really cool thing here, where usually we get the opening from Barry, where he's like, I'm the fastest man alive, this has happened, blah, 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 this happened last season. And, well, what we've got here is a really cool piece with Nora Allen opening the episode. And that makes sense because it was such a big bombshell last season. They dropped, like, she just pops up and says that she's the daughter of Barry and Iris. And here we get to see her in all her glory, saving Barry from that satellite crash. Now, of course, she did actually make a mistake, which that's what she's saying. And she's saying that she was trapped by or with negative sort of, I'd say, the tachyon things, and that's kind of like a reference to the negative speed force. We know that there is a negative speed force that was created by, of course, the Reverse Flash. So the fact that he created that's a nice little Easter egg there. And she's not actually trapped, as she reveals that she's not trapped whatsoever. And she wants to actually save Barry from this crisis that we saw in the newspaper in the first season, which, as time has gone by, has played an increasingly large part, especially in Season 3 with Savitar, of course, with Iris, where it changed and that she wasn't the one who actually wrote it. And then they find out why. So that plays a big part here, and it's changed once more, just a tiny bit, as we get a future version of this. And we find out that, well, we don't actually find out when Nora Allen was born. She just says that she was born before this crisis. So we won't actually learn exactly when Iris became pregnant. That's just going to happen in a couple of seasons' time, considering he went missing in 2024, and she was born a couple of years before. So she doesn't actually remember her father or anything whatsoever because, well, he died and went missing. So that's quite a big thing there. And I really did like that sort of Bart Allen vibe that Nora Allen was giving. She gave away some really cool things. And having her on the show was great. Jessica Parker Kennedy was fantastic. I was interested to see how she would be able to keep up that energy that she had in the episodes where she just popped up randomly. It was like really cool, nice little post-credit scene sort of in some way. And, well, she kept up that energy the entire episode, and she was a breath of fresh air to this season. And there were a few jokes here and there, but the most of the episode was really serious, and we dealt with the whole consequences of time travel. And it's really cool that Barry's sort of grown. Now, as much as he wants to actually have his daughter around, and Iris did actually mention that, well, he was the guy who created Flashpoint, which another really cool Easter egg here is the fact that they mention that there's another different universe if they time travelled when, of course, the elongated man, he learnt about time travel, mentioned that there could be a time travel thing where he didn't actually survive the particle accelerator. And, well, that was what happened in Season 1. That was a big plot hole, and they referenced that. So Iris is mentioning, like, oh, why are you not excited that she's back? You're kind of reckless when it comes to time travel. And he's learned his lesson. Ever since Flashpoint, he really has learnt his lesson. And what's interesting is that Wally West references time on Legends of Tomorrow. So he references that and says that, well, I'm going to go and get the Legends help. And they learn that, well, there are fixed points, which we learnt over on Legends of Tomorrow, can't be changed. And this one is more like a wet cement one. This can be sort of changed a bit. And if you watch my previous videos on Legends and The Flash, you'll know that I kind of get annoyed that the rules for time travel are different across each one of these shows. It's really annoying. But now they're having some sort of uniform rules across time travel. And really, if they didn't mention that, it would be a real shame that Barry's gone, oh, you can stay here, you can stay, it's fine. But now we know there's not going to be any repercussions, really, of her staying. But there have been problems because there has been an initial issue because Gridlock was originally sort of defeated quite easily. And as well as this, we also had Cicada, who was defeated quite instantly by the team, but things have changed allowing him to actually become that person. That change, what I think, is what we saw at the end of the episode, is where we actually saw him with that kind of dark matter dagger thing. So that is the dark matter dagger, and that's quite similar to what he had in the comics. He was a lot older in the comics, and he was stealing powers to give himself eternal life. That's what the dagger was helping him with. But here, I'm not too sure what this dagger will be giving him, but it's a part of the satellite. So her coming back to save Barry created that problem, because that satellite could have shattered everywhere, and then he got that dagger, and that's possibly why he was so powerful or will become so powerful, because that dagger has allowed him to become so powerful. Now, what is a huge thing, and this is a blink if you'll miss it, this kind of source goes out to Reddit. So we saw a new, really cool newspaper article. So we had a new newspaper article. It was like a sort of a kind of retrospect sort of article on the Flash still missing. So of course we know in the comics Barry goes missing. He sort of becomes the Speed Force. He becomes the lightning bolt that sort of made him. And then this is just absolutely insane, because in that newspaper article that we see references to the Psycho Pirate, Batwoman, people from other Earths, and a dark army that the Reverse Flash has created. So this is quite massive here. So if you don't know what happens, is in the comics we have Psycho Pirate. He was involved in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He was supposed to help the Monitor to defeat the Anti-Monitor, only for the Psycho Pirate to switch sides, and then he actually started helping the Anti-Monitor. This resulted in Barry kind of running infinitely, and then that iconic thing of him slowly dying. So this Flash Crisis, it's Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it's coming very, very soon. It's quite a few years until we're getting that. So it's kind of weird here that in the crossover we're getting the Monitor. So we're getting one half, so the good part of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that will be referenced. And of course we know in the crossover there will be Elseworlds, and the Elseworlds will be focusing on the multiverse. We even had a multiverse joke here. So the multiverse is playing a huge part this season, and will they be pulling the trigger on Crisis on Infinite Earths? That's probably quite a way in the future. So I'm not too sure why they're giving us all these things so soon, especially with the fact that we've got it in the crossover. We've got the Monitor in the crossover and multiverse as well. So that's odd. And what is even curiouser is the fact that we actually have Arrow filming stuff on the Flash. We have Stephen Amell filming stuff on his own, and of course in the newspaper article it references that the heroes try to stop the Reverse Flash and stop this crisis. So will that be dealing with the fallout of Barry going missing in the future? So that's really, really cool. Some really, really cool stuff there. Some really kind of blink and you'll miss it stuff as well. So shout out to Reddit. You just nailed it again with those little details. Now another thing is we got the Flash ring which appeared. It was dope. It looked amazing. And what's curious is it wasn't created by any of Team Flash. It was created by Ryan Choi. Ryan Choi being the second Atom. This was after the Ray Palmer, not Arnold Palmer, that's a golfer. Ray Palmer decided to not become the Atom anymore, and then he eventually went missing, and Ryan took on the mantle of the Atom. So that's pretty cool as well, and I'm not sure if he'll be popping up anytime in the future as well. It's kind of really weird that they name drop that person. This might be just simply a name drop where they never actually deal with that again, but it'd be a shame. Hopefully they do that down the line as well. I would like to see a season where we see another kind of Atom pop up. Maybe we can have an Atom on the Flash, and everyone seems to sort of know that Ray Palmer has gone missing as well. And they reference that in that newspaper article as well. People who thought they were lost in time, Ray Palmer pops up to help in this as well. Now another thing in this episode is the huge, huge part of Killer Frost. Now this is referenced throughout the episode. We have mentions, and it was even a big, big, big part of the kind of recap about what we learned last season about Caitlyn being Killer Frost forever. Now, many of us, myself included, did theorise the fact that she could be related to Icicle and Icicle Jr. And we learned that her father's death certificate is sort of forged. And it's forged by someone who is and was one of the Icicle family. This is a big thing here, as we'll learn more about the history of the Icicle and Caitlyn Frost. And it's going to be huge, or Caitlyn Snow rather, not Caitlyn Frost. Actually, I quite like that. I think that's a bit better. And we'll learn more about her history, and her father is possibly Icicle or Icicle Jr. They'll probably make him Icicle and be the first one, unless it's like kind of a lineage sort of thing, and she then got her DNA powers, like her powers, from her father. It was passed down to her in that way, which is pretty cool. That's pretty shway, which is, of course, what was said by Nora Allen, and that is a reference to Batman Beyond. That was a fantastic TV show back in '99. I loved that. I absolutely adored Batman Beyond. And another thing here that Nora Allen references is Lightning Lad. Lightning Lad is another member of the Legion of Superheroes. So on Supergirl, we've got the Legion of Superheroes, we've got Brainiac, we've got Saturn Girl, but now we've got the Legion of Superheroes. If you didn't know, XS was actually a member of the Legion of Superheroes. So that's really crazy as well. And maybe they're doing some sort of kind of Earth 1 Legion of Superheroes. Or they are setting up, for what I theorise, is after the crossover, everything will be merged together. They will merge kind of Black Lightning, maybe. That's a big but they will actually merge Supergirl's Earth onto our Earth. So there'll be no kind of Supergirl over on that Earth. It'll all be merged into one, which will be pretty cool. I think that'd be curious there. And that's why they're referencing Legion of Superheroes, because Lightning Lad is one of the biggest members of the Legion of Superheroes as well. We also get references to the Flash Museum as well, and they're kind of teasing that she is the Reverse Flash, as we have her. She's got the Flash ring. She mentions as well the Flash Museum. She's like a huge fangirl. It's really fun to watch her fangirl over the Flash as well, because this is literally like they plucked a fan of the TV show, or a fan of the Flash, into the show and absolutely geeking over her, which is what the Reverse Flash was. His new continuity is that he was a complete fanboy of the Flash, who then gets annoyed because Wally West came into existence and things like that. So that's really cool. Some really nice stuff there. We've got a Killer Frost centric episode in the next episode. Let me know down below if you want trailer videos. I've decided not really to do many trailer videos because they get copyright strikes and they get demonetized very heavily. So if you're wondering why I don't do those that much, I only do them for big movies that come out because you can get away with it. But let me know if you want them to return this season, and let me know if you want other Arrowverse videos as well, such as Black Lightning. Didn't really like last season, it was a bit wishy-washy. If you want Arrow, Supergirl and Legend stuff as well. So let me know, I'm interested, but Flash will continue all season because it looks dope as hell. So that is it for this video. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.